It's about recognizing that you have the strength within you to overcome any obstacle. Let me tell you a story. There was once a young man who grew up in poverty. He had every reason to believe that life was unfair, that success was for other people, not for him. But he made a choice. He decided that his circumstances would not define him. He chose to believe in his potential, to focus on the opportunities rather than the obstacles. Day by day, he worked on his mindset. When negative thoughts crept in, he didn't just push them away. He replaced them with positive affirmations. He surrounded himself with people who believed in him. He read books that inspired him. He set goals and worked tirelessly towards them. Today, that young man is a successful entrepreneur, a loving father, and a pillar of his community. He didn't get there by magic. He got there by killing his negative thinking and nurturing a mindset of growth and possibility. You have that same power within you. You can rewrite your story starting today. But it requires action. It requires commitment. It requires you to be vigilant about the thoughts you allow to take root in your mind. So how do we do it? How do we kill negative thinking once and for all? First, we need to become aware of our thoughts. Most of us go through life on autopilot, letting our thoughts run wild without ever examining them. Start paying attention to the voice in your head. What's it saying? Is it encouraging you or tearing you down? Once you're aware of your thoughts, challenge them. When a negative thought pops up, ask yourself, is this really true? What evidence do I have to support this thought? More often than not, you will find that your negative thoughts are based on fear and insecurity, not on facts. Next, replace those negative thoughts with positive ones. This isn't about lying to yourself. It's about choosing to focus on the good, on the possible, on your strengths rather than your weaknesses. For example, instead of thinking, I'm not smart enough to get that promotion, try, I have valuable skills and experience to offer. I'm going to work hard and give it my best shot. Remember, your brain believes what you tell it. If you constantly feed it negative messages, it will look for evidence to support those messages. But if you choose to feed it positive, empowering thoughts, it will start to seek out evidence to support those instead. Another powerful tool in killing negative thinking is gratitude. It's impossible to feel negative when you're focused on what you're grateful for. Make it a daily practice to list at least 3 things you're thankful for. They don't have to be big things. Maybe you're grateful for the warm sun on your face, for the friend who called to check on you, or for the delicious meal you had for lunch. Practicing gratitude shifts your focus from what's wrong in your life to what's right. It trains your brain to look for the positive. And over time, this becomes your default mode of thinking. The language you use, both in your internal dialogue and in your conversations with others, shapes your reality. Words have energy. They have the power to lift you up or tear you down. Start paying attention to the words you use. Are you constantly saying things like, I can't, it's too hard, or I will never be able to? These phrases are self-fulfilling prophecies. When you say you can't, you're right, you can't. But when you say you can, you open up a world of possibilities. Change your language. Instead of, I can't, say, how can I? Instead of, it's too hard, say, this is challenging, but I'm growing stronger. Instead of, I will never be able to, say, I'm working towards this goal. Your words create your world. Choose them wisely. Another crucial aspect of killing negative thinking is surrounding yourself with positivity. The people you spend time with, the books you read, the shows you watch, all of these influence your mindset. Take a look at your circle of friends. Are they supportive and encouraging, or do they constantly complain and bring you down? You don't have to cut negative people out of your life entirely, but you do need to limit your exposure to negativity. Seek out positive influences. Find mentors who inspire you. Read books that challenge you to think bigger. Listen to podcasts that fill you with motivation and hope. The more you surround yourself with positivity, the easier it becomes to maintain a positive mindset. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. This all sounds great, but my life is really tough right now. How can I be positive when everything seems to be going wrong? I hear you. Life can be incredibly challenging. We all face setbacks, disappointments, and heartbreaks. You can't always control what happens to you, but you can always control how you respond to it. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist, said, everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. Even in the darkest of times, you have the power to choose your attitude. You have the power to find meaning in your struggles, to use your challenges as fuel for growth. When you're faced with a difficult situation, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this make me stronger? What opportunities might this create? This doesn't mean ignoring your pain or pretending everything is fine when it's not. It means acknowledging your feelings, processing them in a healthy way, and then choosing to move forward with hope and determination. Remember, every successful person you admire has faced failure and disappointment. The difference is that they didn't let those setbacks define them. They used them as stepping stones to success. Thomas Edison famously said, I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work. That's the mindset of a winner. That's the kind of thinking that changes the world. So how do you maintain this positive mindset when things get tough? One powerful technique is visualization. Your brain doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's vividly imagined. When you visualize success, you're literally rewiring your brain for success. Take a few minutes each day to close your eyes and vividly imagine yourself achieving your goals. See yourself giving that presentation with confidence. Feel the joy of crossing that finish line. Hear the applause as you accept that award. The more real you make it in your mind, the more your subconscious will work to make it a reality. You're programming yourself for success. Another crucial aspect of maintaining a positive mindset is taking care of your physical health. Your mind and body are interconnected. When you neglect your physical health, it becomes much harder to maintain a positive outlook. Make sure you're getting enough sleep. Eat nutritious foods that fuel your body and mind. Exercise regularly is not just good for your body. It releases endorphins that boost your mood and reduce stress. Meditation and mindfulness practices can also be incredibly powerful in combating negative thinking. They help you become more aware of your thoughts and give you the tools to control them, rather than letting them control you. Without clear goals, it's easy to fall into negative thinking. You might feel like you're drifting aimlessly, which can lead to feelings of frustration and hopelessness. Set clear, specific goals for yourself. Write them down. Break them down into smaller, actionable steps. Celebrate your progress along the way. Having goals gives you direction. It gives you something positive to focus on. It gives you a reason to push through the tough times. Your goals need to be your own. Don't set goals based on what others expect of you or what society tells you should want. Set goals that align with your values, your passions, your purpose. Speaking of purpose, that's another crucial element in killing negative thinking. When you have a clear sense of purpose, it becomes much easier to maintain a positive outlook, even in the face of adversity. Your purpose doesn't have to be grand or world-changing. It just needs to be meaningful to you. Maybe your purpose is to be the best parent you can be. Maybe it's to create art that touches people's hearts. Maybe it's to solve problems in your community. Whatever it is, when you're clear on your purpose, it gives you a North Star to guide you. It gives your life meaning beyond just your day-to-day tasks and challenges. Some people believe that thinking positively means ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. That's not what we are talking about here. Positive thinking isn't about denial. It's about approaching problems with a constructive attitude. It's about believing in your ability to handle whatever life throws at you. When you face a problem, instead of thinking, this is terrible, I will never get through this. Try thinking, this is challenging, but I have overcome challenges before and I can do it again. It's about shifting from a victim mentality to an empowered mentality. You're not helpless. You're not at the mercy of your circumstances. You have the power to shape your life. Another powerful tool in killing negative thinking is forgiveness. Holding on to grudges and resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. It only hurts you. Forgiveness doesn't mean condoning what happened or letting someone off the hook. It means freeing yourself from the burden of anger and bitterness. It means choosing peace over resentment. This includes forgiving yourself. We all make mistakes. We all have regrets. But dwelling on past mistakes only keeps you stuck. Learn from your mistakes, make amends where necessary, and then let go and move forward. Remember, you're not defined by your past. You're defined by who you choose to be right now in this moment. Positive thinking is crucial, but it needs to be coupled with positive action. You can't just sit around thinking positive thoughts and expect your life to change. When you take action towards your goals, no matter how small, it creates momentum. It builds your confidence. It proves to yourself that you're capable of creating change in your life. Start small if you need to. Maybe it's making your bed every morning. Maybe it's going for a 10-minute walk. Maybe it's sending that email you have been putting off. Whatever it is, take that first step. Action feeds motivation. The more you do, the more you will want to do. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill, gathering size and momentum as it goes. Another key aspect of killing negative thinking is learning to embrace failure. So many of us are paralyzed by the fear of failure. We'd rather not try at all than risk failing. But failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success. Every successful person you admire has failed many, many times. The difference is that they didn't let those failures stop them. When you fail, choose to see it as feedback, not as a final verdict on your abilities. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I do better next time? Develop a growth mindset. Believe that your abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. Your talents are just the starting point. It's your effort and perseverance that will determine your success. In today's social media age, it's easier than ever to fall into the trap of comparing ourselves to others. We see carefully curated highlights of other people's lives and think we are falling short. You're on your own journey. Your path is unique to you. The only person you should be competing with is the person you were yesterday. Instead of comparing yourself to others, focus on your own growth. Celebrate your own progress, no matter how small it might seem. Remember, success is not a finite resource. Someone else's success doesn't diminish your own potential for success. In fact, other people's success can be inspiring. It can show you what's possible. Another powerful technique for killing negative thinking is reframing. This means looking at situations from a different perspective. It's about finding the opportunity in every difficulty. Lost your job? Maybe this is the push you needed to start that business you have been dreaming about. Relationship ended? Perhaps this is making space in your life for someone who's a better match for you. Reframing doesn't mean ignoring the pain or difficulty of a situation. It means choosing to focus on the potential for growth and positive change. The importance of self-care in maintaining a positive mindset. So often we put ourselves last, we take care of everyone and everything else, and then wonder why we feel drained and negative. Make self-care a priority. This isn't selfish. It's necessary. You can't pour from an empty cup. Taking care of yourself allows you to show up fully in all areas of your life. Self-care looks different for everyone. Maybe for you, it's taking a long bath, reading a good book, or going for a hike in nature. Maybe it's saying no to commitments that drain you. Maybe it's setting boundaries in your relationships. Whatever it is, make time for it. Schedule it into your day like you would any other important appointment. Another crucial aspect of killing negative thinking is cultivating resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks. It's what allows you to keep going when things get tough. Resilience isn't something you're born with, it's a skill you can develop. You build resilience by facing challenges and learning from them. Each time you overcome an obstacle, you become stronger and more confident in your ability to handle future challenges. One way to build resilience is by practicing optimistic self-talk. When you face a setback, instead of thinking, this always happens to me, I will never succeed, try thinking, this is a temporary setback. I can learn from this and come back stronger. Remember, resilience doesn't mean you never feel negative emotions. It means you don't let those emotions control you or define you. Your physical space can have a big impact on your mental state. A cluttered, chaotic environment can lead to cluttered, chaotic thinking. Take some time to create an environment that supports positive thinking. This might mean decluttering your space, adding plants or artwork that inspire you, or creating a dedicated area for relaxation or meditation. Your digital environment matters too. Are you constantly bombarded with negative news and social media posts? Consider curating your online experience to include more positive, uplifting content. Another powerful tool in killing negative thinking is practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness is about being fully present in the moment without judgment. It's about observing your thoughts and feelings without getting caught up in them. When you practice mindfulness, you create space between yourself and your thoughts. You realize that you are not your thoughts. You have thoughts, but they don't define you. This awareness allows you to choose which thoughts you want to engage with. You can acknowledge negative thoughts without letting them take over. You can choose to redirect your focus to more positive, constructive thoughts. The importance of celebrating your wins, no matter how small. So often we are focused on the next goal, the next challenge, that we forget to acknowledge how far we've come. Take time each day to celebrate your progress. Maybe you made a healthy food choice. Maybe you had a good conversation with a coworker. Maybe you took a small step towards one of your goals. Celebrating these small wins builds momentum. It reinforces positive behavior. It trains your brain to look for the good in your life. Another crucial aspect of maintaining a positive mindset is continuous learning and growth. When you're constantly learning and expanding your knowledge and skills, it's hard to feel stuck or negative. Make learning a lifelong habit. Read books, take courses, try new things, push yourself out of your comfort zone. The more you grow, the more confident and positive you will become. Remember, growth often happens outside your comfort zone. Don't be afraid to challenge yourself. Each time you overcome a challenge, you prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you thought. The power of service in killing negative thinking. When you're focused on helping others, it's hard to stay stuck in negative thoughts about yourself. Find ways to serve others. It could be volunteering in your community, mentoring someone, or simply being there for a friend in need. When you make a positive difference in someone else's life, it naturally uplifts your own spirit. Service shifts your focus from your own problems to the needs of others. It gives you perspective. It reminds you that you have value to offer the world. It connects you to something bigger than yourself. Remember, you don't need to do grand gestures to make a difference. Small acts of kindness can have a ripple effect, spreading positivity far beyond what you can see. In the pursuit of killing negative thinking, it's crucial to understand the concept of neuroplasticity. Your brain is not fixed. It's constantly changing, forming new neural connections based on your thoughts and experiences. This means you have the power to rewire your brain for positivity. Every time you choose a positive thought over a negative one, you're strengthening those positive neural pathways. Over time, positive thinking becomes more natural, more automatic. It's like carving a path through a dense forest. The first time is hard, but each time you walk that path, it becomes clearer and easier to follow. Eventually, it becomes the path of least resistance. Another powerful tool in combating negative thinking is the practice of affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements that you repeat to yourself regularly. They help counter negative self-talk and reinforce positive beliefs about yourself and your life. Choose affirmations that resonate with you. Maybe it's, I am capable of handling whatever comes my way. Or I am worthy of love and success. Repeat these to yourself daily, especially when you feel negative thoughts creeping in. At first, these affirmations might feel forced or untrue. That's okay. Keep at it. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. The more you repeat these positive statements, the more your mind will accept them as truth. The importance of emotional intelligence in maintaining a positive mindset. Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your own emotions as well as the emotions of others. When you have high emotional intelligence, you're less likely to be swept away by negative emotions. You can acknowledge your feelings without being controlled by them. You can respond to situations thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. Developing emotional intelligence involves practicing self-awareness. Pay attention to your emotions. What triggers them? How do they manifest in your body? The more aware you are of your emotional patterns, the better equipped you will be to manage them. Another aspect of killing negative thinking is learning to set and maintain healthy boundaries. Boundaries protect your mental and emotional well-being. They define what you will and won't accept in your life. Without clear boundaries, it's easy to fall into people-pleasing behaviors, to take on too much, or to allow others to treat you in ways that undermine your self-esteem. All of these can feed into negative thinking patterns. Setting boundaries might feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're not used to it. But remember, it's not selfish to take care of yourself. In fact, having healthy boundaries allows you to show up more fully and authentically in all areas of your life. In our journey to eliminate negative thinking, it's important to address the role of perfectionism. While striving for excellence can be positive, perfectionism often leads to negative self-talk and unrealistic expectations. Perfectionism tells you that you're never good enough, that you always need to do more, be more. It's a breeding ground for negative thoughts and self-doubt. Instead of aiming for perfection, aim for progress. Embrace the concept of good enough. Recognize that making mistakes and having flaws doesn't diminish your worth. It makes you human. Remember, the goal isn't to be perfect. The goal is to be better than you were yesterday. Another powerful strategy in combating negative thinking is practicing radical acceptance. This doesn't mean you have to like everything that happens in your life. It means accepting reality as it is, rather than fighting against it. When you resist reality, you create suffering for yourself. You waste energy fighting against things you can't change. Acceptance frees up that energy, allowing you to focus on what you can control, your response to the situation. Radical acceptance doesn't mean giving up or resigning yourself to negative circumstances. It means acknowledging what is, so you can then decide how to move forward in a constructive way. When you approach life with curiosity, you open yourself up to new possibilities. You're less likely to make negative assumptions or jump to conclusions. Instead of immediately labeling a situation as bad, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How might this be an opportunity for growth? What new perspectives can I gain from this experience? Curiosity keeps your mind flexible and open. It helps you see beyond your initial reactions and find new solutions to challenges. Another crucial aspect of maintaining a positive mindset is managing your energy. Your thoughts and emotions are closely tied to your physical and mental energy levels. When you're tired, stressed, or overwhelmed, it's much harder to maintain positive thoughts. This means knowing when to push yourself and when to rest. It means prioritizing activities that energize you and limiting those that drain you. It means learning to say no to commitments that don't align with your values or goals. Remember, you're not a machine. You can't be on all the time. Allow yourself time to rest and recharge. It's not lazy, it's necessary for maintaining a positive, productive mindset. In our quest to kill negative thinking, it's important to address the impact of your social circle. The people you spend time with have a huge influence on your thoughts and attitudes. Surround yourself with positive, supportive people who believe in you and encourage your growth. Limit your exposure to chronic complainers and pessimists. Their negativity can be contagious. This doesn't mean cutting people out of your life entirely. But it does mean being mindful of how much time and energy you're giving to relationships that bring you down. Remember, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Choose wisely. Another powerful tool in combating negative thinking is the practice of journaling. Writing down your thoughts and feelings can help you process them more effectively. It can help you identify negative thought patterns and challenge them. Try keeping a gratitude journal where you write down 3 things you're thankful for each day. Or try A, Wins Journal, where you record your daily accomplishments, no matter how small. Journaling can also be a great way to track your progress over time. When you're feeling down, you can look back and see how far you have come. The importance of laughter and joy in maintaining a positive mindset. Laughter is a powerful antidote to negative thinking. It releases endorphins, reduces stress, and helps you maintain perspective. Make time for activities that bring you joy and laughter. Watch a funny movie. Spend time with people who make you laugh. Find humor in everyday situations. Remember, life doesn't have to be serious all the time. It's okay to be playful, to be silly, to laugh at yourself sometimes. Another crucial aspect of killing negative thinking is learning to trust yourself. So often, negative thoughts stem from a lack of self-trust. We doubt our decisions, our abilities, our worth. Building self-trust takes time and practice. It involves keeping promises to yourself, honoring your own boundaries, and learning to listen to your intuition. Start small. Make a commitment to yourself and follow through, no matter how trivial it might seem. Each time you do this, you're building trust with yourself. Remember, you are the one constant in your life. Learning to trust yourself is one of the most powerful ways to combat negative thinking and build confidence. In our journey to eliminate negative thinking, it's important to address the role of comparison. In today's digital age, it's all too easy to fall into the trap of comparing ourselves to others. Remember, social media is a highlight reel. You're comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's polished performance. This kind of comparison is a breeding ground for negative thoughts and feelings of inadequacy. Instead of comparing yourself to others, compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Focus on your own growth and progress. Celebrate your own unique journey. Another powerful strategy in combating negative thinking is practicing self-compassion. So often we are our own harshest critics. We say things to ourselves that we would never say to a friend. Self-compassion involves treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a good friend. It means recognizing that everyone makes mistakes and faces challenges. It means being gentle with yourself when things don't go as planned. When you catch yourself in negative self-talk, pause and ask, would I say this to a friend? If not, why am I saying it to myself? Then reframe your thoughts in a more compassionate way. The power of visualization in overcoming negative thinking. Your mind responds to vivid imagery. When you visualize positive outcomes, you're programming your subconscious to look for ways to make those outcomes a reality. Spend a few minutes each day visualizing your goals as if they've already been achieved. See yourself succeeding. Feel the emotions of accomplishment and joy. The more real you can make it in your mind, the more powerful this technique becomes. Remember, your mind doesn't know the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. Use this to your advantage in combating negative thoughts and building confidence. Another crucial aspect of maintaining a positive mindset is learning to embrace uncertainty. So often, negative thinking stems from our fear of the unknown. We worry about what might happen, creating worst-case scenarios in our minds. Uncertainty is a fundamental part of life. No one knows exactly what the future holds. Instead of fearing uncertainty, try to see it as full of possibility. Every uncertain situation holds the potential for positive outcomes. Cultivate a sense of adventure. See uncertainty as an opportunity for growth and discovery. Remember, some of the best things in life come from unexpected places. Killing negative thinking is not about never having a negative thought. It's about learning to recognize those thoughts, challenge them, and choose more positive, empowering ways of thinking. It's a journey, not a destination. There will be ups and downs. There will be days when negative thoughts feel overwhelming. But with practice and persistence, you can rewire your brain for positivity. Remember, you have the power to choose your thoughts. You have the power to shape your reality. You have the power to create a life filled with joy, purpose, and positivity.